Reading of the day from the book of Sirach Sur 1:1-10. All wisdom comes from the Lord and remains with him forever. The sand of the sea, the drops of rain, and the days of ages, who can count them? The height of the heavens, the breadth of the earth, and the depths of the abyss, who can search them out? Who has searched out the wisdom of God, who is before all things? Wisdom was created before all things, and prudent understanding is from of old. The source of wisdom is the word of God in the heavens, and her ways are the everlasting commandments. The root of wisdom, to whom has it been revealed? And her subtleties, who knows them? To whom has it been made known the teachings of wisdom? And who can understand her great knowledge? There is only one wise man, and he is awe-inspiring, sitting on his throne. The Lord himself created wisdom, saw it and measured it, poured it out on all his works, generously gave it to every mortal, bestowed it on those who love him. Gospel of the day from the Gospel according to Mark MK 9:14-29. At that time, Jesus, Peter, James, and John came down from the mountain, and coming to the disciples, they saw a great crowd around them and some scribes arguing with them. And immediately the whole crowd, when they saw him, was amazed and ran to greet him. And he asked them, "What are you arguing with them about?" And one from the crowd answered him, "Teacher, I brought to you my son, who has a mute spirit. Wherever he seizes him, he throws him to the ground, and he foams at the mouth and grinds his teeth and becomes rigid. I told your disciples to cast it out, but they could not." Then he said to them, "O faithless generation, how can you cast it out? How long will I be with you? How long must I put up with you? Bring him to me." And they brought him to him. When the spirit saw Jesus, it immediately convulsed the boy, and he fell to the ground and wallowed in foaming at the mouth. Jesus asked his father, "How long has this been happening to him?" He replied, "From childhood. In fact, it has often thrown him into fire and water to destroy him. But if you can do anything, have pity on us and help us." Jesus said to him, "If you can, everything is possible for one who believes." The boy's father immediately raised his voice, "I believe. Help my unbelief." When Jesus saw a crowd running together, he rebuked the unclean spirit, saying to it, "You deaf and mute spirit, I command you, come out of him and never enter him again." After crying out and convulsing him violently, it came out, and the boy became as if dead, so that many said, "He is dead." But Jesus took him by the hand and lifted him up, and he stood. When he had come into the house, his disciples asked him privately, "Why could we not cast it out?" He said to them, "This kind can only be driven out by prayer." Words of the Holy Father in the spirit of the world, which is dominated by pride. Today's word of God invites us to become humble and meek. Humility does not consist in the devaluation of oneself, but in that healthy realism that makes us recognize our potential and also our miseries. Starting precisely from our miseries, humility makes us turn our gaze away from ourselves and turn it to God, the one who can do everything and obtains for us even what we cannot have by ourselves. Everything is possible for him who believes. Mark 9 verse 23. Today, Saint Ethelbert is celebrated, the King of Kent and the first Anglo-Saxon ruler to convert to Christianity. Born in the 6th century, he was an enlightened sovereign who promoted the spread of the Christian faith in his territories. His openness to the preaching of St. Augustine of Canterbury allowed the establishment of the Church in England, laying the foundations for the conversion of the Anglo-Saxon people. Guided by a deep sense of justice, he enacted a legal code inspired by Christian principles, ensuring order and stability in his kingdom. His embrace of the new faith not only transformed his own life, but also profoundly influenced England's religious history. After ruling wisely, he left an example of righteousness and devotion. He is still invoked today for wisdom in decision-making and strength in faith.
We can The Gospel and the Saint of the Day. If you wish to continue exploring spirituality and Christian history, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the upcoming videos. May the peace and blessing of the Lord be with you always.